Hello, and welcome to a very solid experience. I am your host, Chief the Bear. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified about more of our great content. I've been listening to a lot of music, so much that I've almost musically burnt myself out. You know when you music yourself so much that you can't music because you music yourself so much that musically you can't find the right music to music yourself? Yeah, that's just kind of what I went through. What I usually do is I find albums on YouTube Music to listen to either by myself or with the wife, or I'll listen to playlists, whether they are featured or community curated. Then I'll add whichever music I like to my personal playlist for everyday use. So I decided to make this segment about the numerous albums I've been listening to, and I'll kind of give you a general synopsis about my experience with them. Don't take my word for it, I just like the stuff. What I will say is take my review with a grain of salt and try to experience the music that I'm talking about in your own time. Also, if you find that some of these albums I've mentioned need more TLC, please comment below and tell me what you would like to see, and maybe if you would like to see one of these albums with their own video. I'm taking an eclectic approach to these albums. It's going to be kind of at random. Some of these are in my actual crates and others are not. Welcome to a new segment called Crate Finds. Alright, so let's start off with some albums I've revisited in my actual crate. The END by Black Eyed Peas, released in 2009. What can I say about this album except timeless? I remember being in my early teens listening to this with my bros while downing Arizona cans and talking shit. Some people would say that this album was when the band started to sell out to electronic styles, but some would argue that they reached a peak sound at this point in time with multiple hits in the pop charts. I will say that that is the wife. Crazy having a Bluetooth microphone that's going to respond in that manner. I will say that there are a couple of tracks on this album that maybe should have been left off the album, like Now Generation and Showdown. But overall, I still think this album has amazing tracks and it's still timeless. And you can tell that it was mixed clearly. I give it 7 out of 10 poofs. All American Badass by Joey Badass, released in 2017. This album was pretty powerful in my opinion. When I first got introduced to him, I was on a discovery for lo-fi and chill hip-hop. I discovered his song Snakes by Tina Apex on a playlist, and it was the illest shit I've ever listened to. And this album is no different. It goes hard, talks about heavy subjects that really speaks to the listener, especially with track 3, Temptation, which is beautifully curated with the audio clip Ziona Oliphant's heavily impactful message about police brutality. My wife introduced me to that track first before I listened to the album, and I was hit in the feels. 9 out of 10 poofs, fuck the man. In 2024, there was an anthem made for the summer, and it was called Brat by Charli XCX. The album that had me thinking about some EDM bangers from when I was growing up. Like pretty much the entire Hacker soundtrack, Better Off Alone,
Crazy Frog,
and I would even say that it's now a classic. It's crazy to think about because I remember her feature on Fancy with Iggy Azalea and where she is now, and I feel like she's created quite a sound in her music career. The mix is clean and the album is a bop. 9 out of 10 poofs. Next! New Levels, New Devils by Polyphia, released in 2018. For the longest, I thought it was Polyphobia. I think I have something wrong. What can I say about the album? It's fire. Nothing but epic tracks. Nothing but epic rock instrumentals that make me feel like I'm going to summon a sword from a Soul Reaper that I'm going to have to kill a giant man-eating monster with. There's hip-hop elements in there where you can hear the riffs like in OD. The mix is clean and all the riffs just work so well together. If you like instrumentals, this album is an 8 out of 10. For those who don't, well, let's just say. Return of the Black by Eminence. Released in 2025. This album was pretty epic. I will say I was thrown off by some of the electronic sounds at the end of the album, especially when 3 of them are remixes of 2 of the tracks that's in the album. But it's very cinematic and strong. It gives me Underworld vibes. Every mix sounds pretty clean. Can't complain about it. 8 out of 10 poofs. So that about wraps that up. Wait! Did you know that I have a Patreon? I had to, because surprisingly there's certain content I can't post here on YouTube. But with your help, I can show all the great content you've been missing. Just click the link right there to check it out. I don't know why I'm whispering. But thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and be safe. Later.